Last song I want to talk about from Billboard's Hot 100 of May 13th, 1967. Song is coming in at number, let me break it, number 54, down from 34. It peaked at number 34, stayed at number 34 for 2 weeks from the Columbia record label. Music to Watch Girls By, the vocal version by Andy Williams. A hip-sounding record by Andy Williams. Not bad at all. Not rock and roll, but it's an up-tempo record for Andy Williams. Andy Williams would come out with all these slow records like Canadian Sunset, Butterfly, and Can't Get Used to Losing You or something like that, which came out in 1963. Andy Williams. The Bob Crew generation did this record originally. It was an instrumental. Here's the thing about the instrumental of this record by the Bob Crew generation. It was a horn-driven record. It was a throwback to the big band era, but it definitely had its heels dug in deep into the 60s music scene. Had a groovy, hip sound to it. Although the guy who wrote the music to this was born in 1919, I believe. His name was Sidney Sid Ramin, Ramin, wrote the music to this. It was covered by several other people too. The instrumental was, Al Hurt was one who covered it. Andy Williams did the vocal version of it, which barely made top 40, but was a big adult hit. The words were written by a guy named Tony Felona, Velona, in case I mispronounced the word. I want to go back to Bob Crew for just a minute. Bob Crew. You're thinking Bob Crew generation. Have I heard that name Bob Crew before somewhere? You have. Bob Crew wrote all those big hits for the Four Seasons, along with Bob Gaudio. He produced all the most, if not all, most of the Four Seasons hits. Ragdoll, Big Girls Don't Cry, Walk Like a Man, produced by Bob Crew. Bob Crew also co-wrote The Sun Ain't Gonna Shine Anymore, which was covered first by Frankie Valli, but then the Walker Brothers had the big hit with it in 1966. And I just found this out. Now, I knew Kenny Nolan, the guy who did I Like Dreaming in 76. Kenny Nolan wrote Lady Marmalade, covered by LaBelle. But guess who co-wrote Lady Marmalade along with Kenny Nolan? Bob Crew. I mean, the guy was just big behind the scenes. Here's another thing about Bob Crew. Remember the song Silhouettes by the Rays? He wrote that song. Bob Crew did, along with Frank Slay. Frank Slay, who produced hit records by Freddie Boom Boom Cannon, including Palisades Park, and later produced Incense and Peppermints by the Strawberry Alarm Clock. Frank Slay and Bob Crew, I mean, you got the groups front and center. You got the artists front and center. But then the behind-the-scenes people, the producers, the writers, it's awesome. I can't think of a better word at 10 past 3 in the morning. Well, here's a nice rendition. Andy Williams, Music to Watch Girls By, at number 53, I believe, on Billboard's Hot 100, 1967, May 13th, 1967. Yeah, number 54 that week. May 1967, Billboard's Hot 100, Andy Williams.